Yes, sir. It's your boy Dubs Daily. I look tired as fuck right now. It's been a long day in this day. I don't know when this is gonna drop, but whatever day you guys are watching this, the day that I'm in currently, it's been a long day. I'm tired as hell. I'm just getting home. It's actually a lot darker than when I usually start my videos. But you know, it is what it is. Today I said I wanted to, work on the MR2 a little bit. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. I don't want to go back on my word, I don't want to have this sitting, and I don't want to be procrastinating too much, But yeah, I'm tired as hell, but I'm still gonna try and push through. So let's go straight to the point. Now, actually, there's still some things I want to do at the bottom side, so I'm gonna continue exactly from there. And if you guys remember what I have, why is it soaked? Oh God, no, I gotta change this tarp. All right, this is much better. Anyways, continuing where we left off in the last video, there's two 17s for the flex pipe, and I'll be able to get rid of this whole part of the exhaust. Then the only part after that is the headers, and that has to get disconnected at the cylinder head. So once this is done, I'm pretty sure, actually I might disconnect that mount. Very weird, I believe that's it. Okay, I think that's it. But gonna disconnect that mount, and then I'm pretty sure on the bottom end I'm actually done. Then everything else is from the top. I'm gonna attack the connectors, the coolant hoses. Still contemplating, especially because of the time now. I won't have time to properly clean like I want to because there are other things I have to do, not car related. So yeah, we'll see about the coolant hoses, but everything else I'm looking to tackle. So let's get this out of the way quickly so that we could transfer to the top. Holy shit. Honestly, on to other things because I don't think I'm gonna get that out right now. Pretty sure that's all that connects the two. Honestly, now I'm gonna take my ass back up there because I really do hate being out of this car. Oh. All right, so I was fighting to get those damn bolts off, and even then, I still couldn't because for some reason, those are 19 mil bolts and nuts that they use on that part, and because of the size, it doesn't give me enough room to actually even try and fit a socket on there, which would have been a lot more helpful than having two ratchets, and especially with the space that I'm working with, I can't apply enough force because my body's in an awkward position. So what I'm gonna try doing is, well, firstly, before you even get into the headers, I'm gonna see what else needs to be disconnected electrically, or even like vacuum hoses and all that. Still contemplating not touching the coolant hoses. But after all those little things are disconnected, then I'm gonna try and remove the bolts or nuts off of the headers, and then see if I can kind of swivel the exhaust up through this little, space here. And while I was down there, I did manage to remove the bolt for the rear motor mount. It pretty much bridges the two metal pieces that make up the one mount that comes off of the frame and the engine itself. Now I removed it and there was no movement at all, but I'm just gonna take my pry bar and okay, so there you go. Use my pry bar. Now I have front and backwards movement. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I had to put the phone down and lock in because I was trying to prop my phone up. I should really invest in a tripod, but I couldn't get a good view of all the stuff that I was doing. So I had to put the phone down and I locked in, and I got a lot of things removed. Honestly, a lot of the wiring, although thankfully older cars, they don't have as much wiring. That rear mount bolt I already mentioned. This line going to, I believe this is the low pressure line, based on the size. The low pressure line going to the AC compressor. Now, the only reason I was able to remove this at this moment without any hazardous worries is because there's no AC. You go to the front of the car, there's no condenser, so there's zero AC, no dye, no nothing. Nothing is in the car. So I was able to remove this and not have to worry about any fumes or anything. I made a shit ton of mess. I'm not gonna lie to you. I removed the coolant hose going over here. There's this one over here that goes to the thermostat, and then there's the two heater hoses. There's another big ass coolant hose that also goes to the thermostat. What else did I remove anything else over here? Did I remove anything else over here? I don't think so. But let me go over to this side. I'll show you guys what I removed here. Fuse box. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had to search up how to get this fucking harness out of the fuse box because it was honestly a pain. But shout out to the video that I did watch. It was like just for a brief moment. There's a very specific way. Honestly, if it is kind of older and hasn't been tampered with, then it's a little bit more difficult. But you know, if it's kind of new or whatever, then it's a lot easier. But this whole piece pretty much sits in here, and what you have to do is once you remove the two 10 mils that bolt this here, and also the this one you don't really have to worry about. But once you move the two 10 mils, you remove this connector. There's a rip in my glove, don't watch that. But you move these two connectors here, and then you gotta grab the whole harness and like pretty much pull on it. It's a little bit weirder for me because I already unbolted the fuse box like this. So pulling this, there wasn't a lot of tension, so there's a lot of slack. I have to use my other hand and hold it down. What else? IACV, throttle position sensor removed, and there's a bunch of connections down here. Throttle cable I have to remove from this area because when I'm ready to pull the engine, that's going to be in the way. All the header bolts I did manage to remove. They are all 14s, I believe. So what I'm going to try to do, oh God, I forgot. I'm going to have to remove the O2 sensor. Okay, so once I remove the O2 sensor, what I'm going to try to do is pick it up from here. Hopefully there's enough room to where I can kind of hook it over the valve cover and then make the rest of the pipe follow through. What else did I disconnect? Disconnected the fuel line. That also made a mess. Like, you see all that liquid over there. Like, you see that right there? Like, that's all coolant, fuel. What else? I feel like there's one more thing I'm missing, but I guess not. I can't even say power steering because that reservoir is all at the front. Like, this is why, like, another reason it's really, I think I mentioned it in the first video, it's so much easier working on these because you don't have as many lines as you would blocking you from removing what you want to remove. You know, like, all I have to worry about is pretty much coolant hoses, AC, vacuum, wiring harnesses, and then all the bolts and shit. Another thing I did remove is the shifter cables. Like the typical shifter cable setup. Sorry, this is like kind of all over the place. I really had to lock in, and then, like, you know, nothing is really organized, but I'm trying to explain as I'm going. The shifter cables, it has washers and stuff, and then gets held with a cotter pin like most shifter cable setups do. You just got to remove the cotter pin. And then there's also like one of those retainers that if you push the shifter cable back and then it sits in there like that, then there's a retainer that keeps it hooked down. I had to go from underneath and then use like a flathead or a chisel and then hammer those little brackets or shims up, whatever you want to call it, to break the cables free. Because if you don't do that, when you try to pull the motor, this is going to be still bolted to the mount that's on the motor. And then, you know, you're going to have to deal with it when everything already is all fucked up. So, sorry, my explanation skills aren't on par right now. It's getting later. Oh, my garage just closed, I forgot. But yeah, it's dark as hell outside. There's still shit I have to do. But I really and truly feel like that's everything as far as hoses and whatnot, because again, there's not much to worry about back here. It's not as crowded as a front engine mounted car. So hopefully that helped you guys in some way. And like, to even prove again, like, why I honestly think that is, look how much sway that is. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that, but there's a lot of sway. I checked on that side. There's really nothing else on the passenger side that has to be connected. And then here it seems to be like the same way. The only thing that's left that's connected to this is the mounts. And I honestly just, and then there's this line. I don't know where this leads to. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But honestly, lastly, I'm gonna just try and take these headers out along with the flex pipe, and maybe I'll try and sort this line situation out while I'm doing it. But yeah, all right, let's get to work. at the restroom for a minute to get this shit out. I finally managed to get it out, bro. Holy shit. That was not fun. And a lot of people, again, probably cringing. Like, oh, you know, could have been done a lot easier. Yes. One, I'm in my garage. Two, these are not stock. I'm pretty sure the headers would lead to a cat, which could lead to me probably disassembling the exhaust a lot earlier. I'm not sure exactly how the stock MR2 exhaust system looks, but from what I think it would be is like, you know, the runners or the tubes going to the cat, and then the cat would probably start a lot higher, but there would be hardware there, so I could just remove the top section and pull it off from the top, and then everything else, you know, can disassemble in multiple pieces. But this is pretty much a long tube headers, and because it hooks down, and then there's hardware at the bottom underneath the motor, and then the only other hardware before that is at the headers, it's a bitch. So trying to weave that out without being able to get these off. And again, I don't know why they're 19s. There's really not much room for me to try and take these damn things off. Like, this shit even looks like welded or gut. Like, there was no way I was getting this shit off. But I managed to get it out. So that's what it was. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I recorded it, but I had to like literally get in the car, at least half get in the car. Only one leg was there. And like while this is on stands, I felt unsafe as shit already. But get in the car, stomp the shit out of the headers. Thankfully, it's not badly damaged. But that's to stomp the shit out of the headers, get it wedged in certain areas, and keep going, and then go underneath, pull, see if there's any movement, then go back up top, stomp the shit out of the headers. But anyways, long story short, got that done. And again, checking the amount of movement. I swear to you, I'm pretty sure this motor is ready to come out. I'm not gonna lie. Because even in this crevice here, like there's literally nothing being bolted to the body. I'm pretty sure it's a little bit more gunked up on that side, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. Oh no, that one line. But honestly, I'm gonna cap it off here. It's almost 1 o'clock. I've been at this for a while, but also I started pretty late, so you know, not as much progress as I was able to do in the first video, but you know, still some progress nonetheless. So the next video for this series, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be removing the motor. So I'm just gonna have to get an engine crane, maybe rent or buy one. Probably buy one, because you know, who knows how many motors I'll be pulling again in the future, so it's good to have my own. But yeah, the next video I'll most likely be pulling the motor, and then we'll see what's next, to be honest. Like shit, I still have to build the rest of the K series. Probably gonna start stripping down some body panels. What else is there? Honestly, too much thinking going on right now. I'm gonna just end the video off here, and you guys will see what's going on in the next couple videos. So I'm gonna end this video off with the voiceover, because my phone definitely died after that last clip. But you guys already know the vibes, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share, follow me on Instagram, dubsdaily__, as I do post a lot more on there than I do YouTube, but I am trying to get more consistent with the YouTube post. And also, if you guys are interested in any custom headlights work, hit me up on my custom headlights page, Dubs Lights, and we'll work something out for sure to get your headlights looking good. All right, so stay tuned. I got a lineup of videos coming for you guys. Turn on the notifications to stay updated. This K-swap process is going to be fun. All right, I'm out.